So I wanted to start off 2017 by talking about a collecting trend, or at least something I think will become more of a trend in 2017 and beyond. And that is the rise of physical media. Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, we're retro gamers. We always love physical media. It's why we're in this hobby. But I'm thinking about physical media in a broader context. As someone who's been playing games now for 25, 30 years, it seems to me that gaming is changing, particularly in the last 3 or 4 years, and we're moving towards a rent-seeking economy in video games and entertainment media in general. What do I mean by that? Well, a rent-seeking economy, not to go into a long explanation, is basically a climate of nickel and diming. It's going to become more expensive to engage with music, movies, games, any kind of digital media. It's what I like to call platform dependency. You initially get onto these digital platforms, you consume media in this way, and then eventually the price of entry starts to increase. And with gaming, it's even more insidious because game companies now, more than ever, they don't want to control simply the access to the game based on price. They just don't want to be the gatekeeper collecting your $60. They want to control the terms of engagement, how you play the game, how your time is structured within the game, and ultimately how your time is monetized. And right now it seems kind of innocuous or irritating. Yeah, whatever. We have to sort of play into these little digital economies, especially in free-to-play games. But I can see as time goes on this getting progressively worse and it becoming progressively more expensive for you to game, whether it's the hot new AAA title or the indie game or something on the virtual console. So to illustrate what I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a little scenario, and I don't have any knowledge of this. I don't think this is going to happen, but this just highlights the point. Imagine if sometime in the future Steam said, you know what, a Steam subscription is going to cost you $2 a month. So to access all of your games and the online play and all the other features that Steam offers and the exclusive holiday sales, you're going to have to pay $2 a month. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but your monthly cost for using Steam has gone from zero, of course you paid for the games and everything, to, with tax, $25 a year. And it can just go up from there. We've seen this example with the PlayStation Network. Free on PlayStation 3, $50 I think it started off with on PlayStation 4, and now it's $60. So when you're tied into a platform, your consumption is no longer an individual choice. It is curated, it is structured by these companies. And so take for another example, YouTube. A lot of people, sort of the big channels, the brand builders out there think that, YouTube is really a small business. It is a personal brand. Well, it is until YouTube changes the terms and conditions under which you operate and cut into your profits. We saw that with YouTube Red, with the YouTube Heroes program, with advertiser-friendly decisions that they'll make. Oh, this video is not advertiser-friendly, and so forth. So when you're tied into a platform, you're really constrained. And as that increases, I think people will wake up and say, you know what, I want that physical media. And so I think as a collector, rather than saying, okay, I'm just going to focus on these 1 or 2 games, it might be a good idea to think strategically, to think, well, what movies, what games do I really want to play in the future, and start collecting that stuff now while it's cheap, because I think, paradoxically, physical media is going to become a form of independent consumption. It will be seen as almost a kind of cultural freedom to sit down and put the DVD in, put the Blu-ray in, put the game in, have the working hardware, and consume media on your own terms, rather than having to sit through a series of advertisements, rather than having to pay increasingly escalating monthly fees, and then having at some point to decide, well, what service do I want this month? What do I have to cut away? That is really not how I want to consume culture. So why not lock in that personal freedom now? Why not expand that collection of physical media? And then if it ever gets to the point where the nickel and diming becomes absurd, you have preserved the games, movies, and culture that you love, and you can enjoy them on your terms.